Have you ever wondered if other schools have different grading systems, or if they had some other standard at which they evaluated by? At Rebuff Jesuit and many high schools in the country, the grading scale is something that is pretty much standard and doesn't change. Today I propose that our school change its grading system from a standard letter grading system to a pass-fail system. Before I go any further, I first believe that it is key that we look at the prime considerations when selecting a grading approach. Before selecting a grading plan, it is important to consider the purposes that grades serve in the institution of school in particular classrooms. Eisler, a well-known proponent of various grading systems, proposed the following classifications of the purposes of grades. They A. allow agencies and institutions to make discriminations among individuals and their performance. B. motivate learners. C. give information to learners about the quality of their performance. D. give limited information to the teachers about the quality of instruction. And E. meet a variety of administrative and institutional needs related to the functioning of the institution. Although all purposes may sound logical, there are potential problems with each. For example, purpose A and E both focus on the same basic idea: using grades to make decisions about students. Unfortunately, the variations in grading practices among faculty within a given institution, like Rebuff, is so great that it cannot be said that an A is always an A, or that any letter grade represents some definite achievement level. As a result, it is a mistake for any institution to rely solely on grades in making discriminations among students. Problems arise also concerning motivating learners. Not all students are motivated by grades. In fact, some students consider grades impediments to learning. For C, which is giving information to learners about the quality of their performance, tests and other measures used to determine grades would have to be viewed by students as accurate indicators of their performance. This, of course, wouldn't work, given the current status of faculty's knowledge about the construction of the assessment measures and the criticism about faculty grading practices at most schools by students. Purpose D is also flawed, primarily because of the idealistic assumption that students' performance is a valid reflection of the quality of teaching and not a function of students' ability and willingness to do the required work. This is now where I will go into the pass-fail system of grading and why I believe that why it'd be a perfect fit for Rebuff Jesuit. Pass-fail grading is based on an assumption that students will be encouraged to explore areas outside their core classes if they do not have to worry that their grade point average grade point average being lowered. This form of grading goes by several different names, including honor, pass-fail, satisfactory, unsatisfactory, and acceptable and unacceptable. Pass-fail refers only to the final grade in a course as recorded by the school. Activities in the classrooms may be the same, meaning homework is assigned and evaluated, tests are given, and all work is graded numerically for students' information and self-evaluation. In the pass-fail grading system, the major difference in the simplification of the symbols representing the total assessment of the student work. Advocates of the system hope that students will learn for learning's sake, not for grades, and again, a positive attitude towards learning that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. Here are some of the pros for the pass-fail grading system. Advocates for the pass-fail system claim that a great advantage of the pass-fail system is that it reduces students' anxiety about grades, thus freeing them to venture into new fields of areas of interest. Further, because there is no competition for grades, the pass-fail system increases the likelihood that students will engage in constructive and cooperative actions. And because pass-fail assessment does not affect their overall grade point average, students will be motivated by reasons other than grades. Pass-fail is considered especially beneficial for students who are capable of independent thinking and have the self-discipline to pursue a subject for the sake of learning. This is why the pass-fail system is seen only in colleges. Thomas Zidibart agrees, saying, "Having no grades would relieve so much stress in my life. It would also allow me to work more on what I do and what I like to do instead of having to do mediocre work for all my classes. And as a student at Rebuff, which is a preparatory school, we should mimic the behavior of a college life." Along with Thomas's remarks, Nick also commented by saying, "No grades is great. I could actually do well." Okay, Nick. Opponents of the pass-fail system, on the other hand, believe that entrance into college and graduate schools may be jeopardized by pass-fail systems, because this form of assessment cannot be used to discriminate among students. In addition, faculty standards for passing work may be low, thus allowing some students to pass with little effort. These students may develop a habit of doing just enough work to get by that carries over into traditionally graded classes. Another negative aspect that opponents of the pass-fail system say is that some students are so conditioned to receive high grades that they would suffer psychologically when grade rewards are given. They say that the freedom inherent in the system would disorient students who need grades as objectives. Thus, the students would then tend to cut corners in their learning efforts to the point of sacrificing acquisition of fundamental knowledge and skills. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, in the decision of many institutions is discontinue or restrict the pass-fail. In the pass-fail option is that some faculty find that without the quote-unquote grade club, they are unable to motivate students and even may experience discipline problems in the classroom. Tony Maley says that he believes that the system wouldn't work because it would just bring chaos to above. You know how many people would run around like chickens with their heads cut off? On the other hand, Armani offers a great response. It would be nice, but I would agree that it wouldn't be practical for Buff. Because, well, students have a tendency to do some slacking. Okay. The opponents of the pass-fail system make great points. For students in average high schools, of course. Buff, on the other hand, is an elite college preparatory institution, which I believe could handle the changes that would arise, say, if we were to switch over to the pass-fail system. Many Ivy League schools, in fact, use some sort of pass-fail grading system for their students. I believe that any other public school wouldn't be able to handle the pass-fail system due to the range of students' academic abilities, whereas Buff students are highly motivated young individuals. As students of a preparatory school, I believe that it is in our school's best interest to implement the pass-fail grading system to represent possible college grading systems. Finally, as I conclude this cast, I would like you to remember that our school's philosophy is to develop well-rounded students to lead and serve. This pass-fail system would allow our school to further its mission, as it would help students become more rounded individuals who learn because they want to learn and not because they were told to, not because they were told.